Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Aderans UK Live. As you can probably see, I'm in a different location to where I normally am. I'm actually at home this evening. I've been off now for the last week and I've had the dreadful COVID. So bear with me if I lose my voice slightly or sound a little bit more husky than I normally do. Bradley's in our studio, so he's taking control of everything for me in the actual studio, and he's all well and healthy. And we've got Mia with us from Christine Headwear, which is fantastic. And Mia's going to actually be showing us the new summer Christine Headwear, so spring and summer Christine Headwear, which we're really excited to see. I was actually given my samples last week, and then I had to vacate the office because I got diagnosed with COVID, so I'm still yet to see my samples. But as you know, with me and Bradley, we're always going to throw something into the mix over the next few weeks. And I feel we're going to have a challenge Bradley coming up so he can actually do a few little things and get creative with the actual turbans in a few weeks' time. So keep watching us. Any comments, pop them into the comments box like you always do for us. And thank you for taking your time to watching us this evening. And welcome to Mia.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here with the new collection. And don't worry, Jane, I will take you through it the best I can.
Thank you. And where did you, because I've got the brochure and the brochure's always beautiful. The imagery is always fantastic, I think. Tell us, where did you do the filming this time? Because I know you always go on to location in different places, and Bradley always loves the location bits.
Oh,
I'm obsessed with it.
If you love the spring, you're gonna, go crazy when you see the autumn catalog. I'm doing that right now as we speak, actually, and that's gonna be magical. You're gonna love it. But for the spring collection, we went actually to the seaside in Denmark. So you wouldn't think that Denmark, but we actually we have a beautiful coastline in Denmark, which is where this is taken, near actually pretty much as far up as you can get. So there was a lighthouse. There's a lighthouse by the seaside. There's a lot actually, but this one is just magical. This one here. So we went inside the lighthouse, which is why you could see the tunnel.
Oh my goodness, that's a lighthouse. That's so beautiful, isn't it, Jane?
And she's actually standing. That was quite dangerous, actually. But the photographer, up against the lighthouse, and the model was like, whatever. And there's like 60 meters down or wherever. So that was quite dangerous. It was easy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one place we've been, and then we went to the harbor, which is in the same area for Christine, with all the sailing boats. There's a lot of wooden sailing boats here, and like an old town area. So it's sort of all connected, and you can see the seaside here as well. And it was a beautiful sunny day. So when it's sunny in Denmark, it's actually quite nice.
What temperatures do you get up to in Denmark in the summer?
In the summer, we get up to 30 degrees.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's pretty much the same as the UK, but we're just a month behind you. So now in the UK, I would say that all your cherry trees are blossoming, aren't they?
They are, yeah, it's beautiful.
So Mia, within the range for Christine, I feel like there's always a lot of influence of nature in all of the prints and things that come through, especially in the spring summer collections. Is that something that we're seeing again this year with the prints?
We are actually with the Christine. If we're starting off with Christine Headwear, it is actually, well, it's funny because I've been writing like newsletters and everything for the collection, and I was like, well, it is pretty much like a storytelling on nature this time as well, because we tend to use a lot of the natural, what can you call it, the aesthetic of nature to sort of form our prints and also our colors. So this year you're gonna see a lot of leaf prints and blossoming prints, and also you're gonna see birds, lots of birds. I don't know why, but all of a sudden we've had quite a few birds. So which is good. So we've had for Christine using the natural colors. There's a lot of cream colors in the collection this year, and also they've been spiced up with like really heavy colors. So you see, like this one, for example, is a really nice neutral base, and then we've printed like a really mad colored print on it. But can you see when I extract it like this, you can almost see the magnolia here, can't you, Jane?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. And it's kind of, you see all that influence at the moment on all the different wallpapers as well, isn't it? Because it's really big at the moment just to maybe have one wall done in your room as a mural, isn't it? And when you look at all the different murals, then that's the kind of prints that you're actually seeing for your murals to go. And you can tell I've been off for a week at home because I've been going through all these things, looking for redecorating my house as I've been led here. So prints like that are just all over.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? And I think it's something to do with obviously the tendencies, because it's very important for us when we design a collection. We've designed a collection like a year and a half ago, a long time ago. And we tend to use all these big libraries. In Denmark, we have like trend libraries where we can go and see into the future fashion-wise. So we always go there for inspiration. So the inspiration we're getting, obviously, is similar to what you're going to see now on the high street. Yep. So the prints and the tendencies are following the high street fashion. So not only are you getting the colors that's going to be in season, so when you're going out buying a dress or a t-shirt or whatever, it will match the collection because we've incorporated the colors that you're going to see every day during the season anyway. And then we change again for the autumn. So that's a big part of our design process, and something we take very serious actually, with color matches and everything. And sometimes like print like this, it can go through like 5 corrections because we're not completely happy with the shade. So it's building up a collection. It's not just putting a print on and then we're good to go. And I think that's quite unique for Christine actually, because we do take our time and we do not compromise at all, neither on colors or on materials. So if we're not happy, it's back to square one, and then we start over again.
Yeah, and then talking of your fabrics and the materials you use, they're always so comfortable, aren't they? They're so soft to actually wear, which I think again is really important for that person if they're alopecia, going through chemotherapy, got that tender scalp, they need to have that comfort. It's really important.
And that's obviously our priority number one. First comes quality and comfort, and then after that we start building up with constructions, and print and the colors are actually the last thing on our mind. But obviously construction is also, if we start a new model, it could take us 2.5 years to develop the right fitting, because it's so really important for us that the base of the turban is fitted to a head that doesn't have any hair, and that's a big difference actually from when you're buying a hat on the high street. That's all been fitted to a hairline, a bit thicker sculpt, because obviously you have your hair on top of it. But we adjust all the time to make sure that the fitting is just as it needs to be. And also, when you buy a turban that's manufactured and constructed for hair loss, they're always a bit, well, with Christine anyway, they're always a bit longer at the back. And the reason for that is obviously when you lose hair, when you have your hair, you don't notice it actually, but your hairline goes slightly longer than when it's not there. Yes. So it's actually that gap here where people feel really bare and naked. So it's really important to have something come down a bit further so that it doesn't look like your neck has been extended and then your hairline's here. And I'm sure you do the same thing with wigs, I know. So it's really important with that piece here at the back. And also with Christine, we always have like a little elastic here at the back, because obviously you don't want the headwear to be sliding around. Just like with your wigs, you're using grips and everything. This is our grip on headwear actually, but it's extendable so that when you wear it, it's still gonna be comfortable. Look how stretchy. And that's because the bamboo viscose material is so stretchy and so soft. So when I do like that, that's my turban. It's so soft and comfortable and light. And that's what it's all about. The lining in here has been constructed so it doesn't have any seams, because when you're wearing it and losing your hair for the first time, your scalp gets really, really sensitive, and you could struggle to actually have any sort of touch against your scalp, because it's like your hair is such a big protection and you don't notice it until it's gone. So obviously we do the lining so that it doesn't have any stitching, which is really, really important. And with Christine, not only are we inspired by nature, but we also use natural materials throughout. Obviously, because it needs to be breathable and comfortable and light, so that when you're sweating, because all your sweat and your heat goes through your head, doesn't it?
Yep.
So you need to have room to actually get rid of it. And especially if you are going through chemotherapy, then it's important that you can release all because the hot and cold goes up and down all the time with the chemo. So it's important for your head to be able to sort of get rid of all the steam. So that's another good trick, Christine.
It's fabulous. You kind of cover everything, don't you? From the fabrics, the comfort.
It's such a thoughtful
materials.
range, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And not only that, because it's something we tend to take for granted at Christine Headwear, because we've been doing it long, but it's actually one of our biggest features that we have this page here at the end of the catalog with Christine. We have all our registration marks here, and you think, oh, don't bother reading them. You don't have to, but you just need to know it's there, because this is what takes care of you. So the CE registering, you see that on your McDonald's toys as well. Every you register does, isn't it? But actually with the headwear, it's quite unique. And I think actually we're the only one in the world having this CE registration, because this one has been registered as a medical equipment, which means that we are registered in a category that is actually helping to relieve the physical and the mental discomfort of hair loss. And that's a quite special registration, and one we're very proud of, because you don't just get that. And by having this registration means that we are doing paperwork night and day, because everything has to be documented. Everything, every step we do has to be documented, where we're buying our fabrics, who's producing it, who's coloring it, no child labor, all these amazing steps. We have to take care of them. Otherwise, our headwear is going to be scrapped. So there's quite a lot of regulations to maintain, but only the best is good enough. So there's no compromise in either of that. And that goes for the Oeko-Tex as well. You get that on a lot of fabric at the moment as well. But we pay thousands and thousands of kroners, pounds as well, I would say, to have this registration, because you don't just get that. Something you have to invest in, and every year your headwear gets tested and tested. And unfortunately, we see a lot of copies out there on headwear fabrics, which is not very good. And on some of our, some of the headwear in the market as well, unfortunately. So it's really important for us. You don't have to notice it. You just need to know it's there, and we take care of you.
That's fantastic. And I think one of the ones I really like that you put into some of your headwear, and you put it into some of your hats as well, is the and into your wig caps, is your 37.5 technology. That I think is absolutely amazing. It really does elevate you above everybody else.
It does.
Fantastic.
This is the one you need to look out for if you're looking for 37.5. I just brought a sun hat because we've extended our line on 37.5 quite significantly, because it is actually a quality that the women love, because it's so light. When you think bamboo is light, this is even lighter, and the 37.5 is very unique. It's a license we've brought in from America, actually, and this license is being used by other companies as well as us, but we're the only ones using it for headwear, and they use it for ice hockey gear, or ice hockey clothing and everything, because it's so breathable. And you can compare the 37.5 with running gear. It's not the same discomfort as you get with running gear, because you've got running gear is lycra, and it's not nice, is it? Always. But the 37.5 is really soft. It's a wool and polyester material, and normally we do not allow polyester to enter the Christine Headwear collection. That is a no-go. But in this particular way, we have to have it, because the polyester is combining the wool with the feature in the 37.5. If you don't put that in, it won't actually connect. Well, it gets very technical now, but it's like the way you're weaving the fabric and making it come together. But the 37.5 features are actually take place in the special ingredients in the fabric, and you think, how is that possible? But it's actually a combination of coconut shell, and volcanic particles. So it's like you think how and where and how, I don't get it, and sometimes you don't have to completely understand, but it's actually the technology. These two ingredients makes this unique technology work with your body temperature, and obviously the other combinations of wool and all the other things put into this. So it's not a sprayable feature. It's not like you get a hat and then we it with a feature. Is actually combined in the fabric, the way the threads have been made. So that's what's unique about this feature. And when you're wearing it on your covered area, it is actually, well, am I allowed to say magical? But it is actually, it is amazing because it actually goes in and it regulates your body temperature to 37.5 degrees, which is why
that's incredible. Yeah.
And it's like, no way. And you think that's, yeah, well, but listen, it is amazing. And we get so much positive feedback on this particular fabric because the women going through, not only going through chemotherapy, but afterwards, some of the women actually tend to go into menopause. And which is why we've made it into a t-shirt and an underwear top as well. And we have a lady here at our office, she's a housekeeper. And she's also in charge of the cleaning. And she's like, I'm wearing my t-shirt today because I'm throwing it off. And she's loving it. And she's going through menopause. And it saves me because my body relaxes. My temperature just cools down. So when you're hot, it cools you down, and the other way, because chemotherapy is cold and hot, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're going through this all the time. So it sort of stabilizes and keeps you there. And it dries up to 5 times faster than running gear. And you know when you've been for a run and you come in and you're all immediately, your clothes is dry and you don't feel sweaty. Well, if you're using the right kind of way. This one, you don't even feel the cold against your skin because it sort of just transport all the steam away from your body. So instead of layering here, my husband is a runner, and then when he gets back, he's like, his cap is like, he hasn't got any hair either, but the cap is completely like white because of the salt extraction from your body. This doesn't happen, it just transports it away, so it doesn't layer the moisture.
Very clever.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. I love the volcanic and coconut attributes as well. It's so interesting.
Yes, and how did somebody even think? Let's put these two kind of things together, and this is what's going to happen.
Exactly.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
But this is what I love about Christine, House of Christine, the whole range itself, is just how considerate I think everything that you make is. It's all centered around the customer and comfort and just keeping them feeling good as well as looking really good because they feel good. There's also the physical elements as well. So could you show us like some key pieces from the range this year? Because I think everybody would be dying to see what they can look forward to.
I know. I'll start with this one now that I've got it on, because this is, excuse me, excuse me. I had the COVID as well, which is long ago. So I'm sorry if I'm being a bit.
You're in good company here, Mia. Don't worry.
Give them.
Well, it's been 4 weeks now, and I'm still struggling for it. But never mind.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, never mind. This sun hat here is gonna be your lifesaver for the hot summer months, because it has the turban fitting, and also it has the cap here, and we've made it a bit longer for you. You can see on the side here, it actually goes quite far back. And the reason for that is obviously that it needs to take care of your facial area. So the brim here is both soft. It's not like your baseball cap, but it's soft and then it's wide. And this one has a 50+ sun protection. And that is all in the way we are weaving and using the material, knitting it together. It's not a spray again or anything. It's all in the construction and manufacturing of the turban itself. So look out for your 37.5 sun hat, because it is going to be fantastic for the summertime. And also, sorry? Carry on. Do you want to say something, Brandy? Sorry, I cut you off.
Did you say something, Jane, or did you cough?
A little bit of both. I was going to say is coming up for this time of year, I think this headwear is really important, isn't it? To actually, you know, people going for walks along the beach, maybe they play golf, they just might be on holiday. I mean, I know I've got personal favourites from your collections that I've used over the years, and I always wear one of your wovens, the sun hat.
Yeah.
I keep one here in my garden room, and as soon as I go out in the garden, I just use it all the time. Absolutely, I've always got one, and they're just lovely to wear. And you can dress them up by putting scarves around them and doing all things. That's beautiful.
I'm telling you,
I do love that one, Mia.
I love that.
Karen Blixen style. I'm telling you, it is so gorgeous. When you get it on, it's like the fitting is perfect and the brim is quite wide. So you can sort of just hide it in the way you want, and you can use all sorts of accessories also to spice it up. If you want to make it more feminine, or if you want it to fit to a dress, you just use your mix and match items, like the headband here from Scarlett, which is, I might add, one of my 4 key pieces, sorry, because the headbands are actually available to buy loose now. So they're not only attached to the Scarlett turban anymore. You can buy 3 colors, 3 colors on their own. So you can mix and match in every way you want. But look how pretty that just became, just by adding.
It looks so, I would never have thought of doing that, Mia. It looks really cool.
And that's going to be my new one for this year.
You're going to have this one, Jane.
Yeah, definitely.
And the good one here is that it's lined obviously with a cotton lining for comfort, and a string as well, so you're not worried about this one blowing off when you're in the wind by the beach. I know you're by the beach, so you know what wind.
And that is such an important feature as well, because when you've got a sun hat on and you get that gust of wind, you're just there like holding on to your actual sun hat. But with that, you can really tighten it up so it's just nice and secure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
And I wanted to show you this as well, because it's all about building up your wardrobe. When you're new to headwear, it's like, where on earth do I start? And you just need to build it up slowly. Find what's comfortable and find what suits your face and your complexion with the colors. There's so many colors to pick from. So it's easy to find something that's suitable for your skin. And also, it's building it up slowly, but by buying these little mix and match items, so clever. And I'm going to show you the Scarlett as well, because it has these small click buttons here, and our ribbons has the same. So you just click them on as you go along, but you don't have to use them. Like, you can use the scarves on their own as well, you know, like just tying it on here. And if you don't want to wear, I want to show you quickly a nightcap, because you like that one as well, I know.
Yeah, we do. A lot of our customers like to wear the nightcap. It's very comfortable.
You can buy this in different colors, but it's so light, this bamboo one. And it's, I think, essential when you're buying your headwear package, because you think, oh, I have one and that's enough. And you have to think it all the way through, because it gets cold at nighttime. So buy a nightcap. You need to have a wig cap for your wig. You need to have maybe something for going out, maybe something for when you're just walking around at home and can't be bothered to style up. But if you wear something like this, your nightcap, you can use it for daytime as well. Just wear it underneath your sun hat. And when you go out, going into the cafe with your girlfriends, and you're sitting down, you think, oh, I don't want to wear this big straw hat. But I had my scarf on just to make it look a bit prettier. I just go into the bathroom quickly, and I'll just make a quick arrangement with my nightcap, because it has this little feature here. Just wear your
Fabulous.
And just style it up and think, okay, I went from having a basic cap to maybe just wearing something a bit more unique and fashionable. And I can just sit here with my girlfriends having a good time without worrying about my hair not being there. So
yeah, and you're still going to look fabulous, aren't you?
Exactly. And then you just went from a basic cap and a sun hat into just having both pieces to make this unique creation here. And you're still feeling comfortable and well dressed. And I think that's what it's all about, just feeling like you're yourself all the time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, you've seen some of the boho styles now as well. So many things to choose from. So have a look behind the scenes of our glamping trip with Boho Spirit.
And we're back. We're joined by Mia from Christine Headwear today, who's going to be going through the new summer collection. Really excited to see it. So let's dive back in.
I want to show you the new Sapphire and talking about, because we didn't actually go through the boho venue because you were going to love that story. We had such a great time. We went glamping. Oh my word! In Denmark, you went. Well, it was so much fun until our model, who arrived at 9 o'clock in the evening, and it was pitch dark, said that she had arachnophobia and was so terrified of spiders that we had to send her to a hotel because she was screaming so loud.
Oh no!
So much fun. But we had to stay over till the next day to do the photo shoot. But she came back, and what you can't see is that I'm standing here, taking care of her and looking out for all the spiders, because I promised her that if one of them moved, I had to tell her.
Oh, I hate spiders. I wouldn't have been there either.
But we shot this in September, and the weather was gorgeous. But the boho collection is just one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
And the quality with boho spirit changes slightly. We can't keep the same eco-tags and all the certifications as we have in Christine, because Christine is our green line, if you will. Boho is slightly different. We use slightly different materials. All of them still are in the top end of the categories, and also they always have a certified material on the inside. So don't worry about it being polyester or acrylic or whatever. We always line them with our special bamboo viscose CareTech or our cotton viscose. So there's always something soft, no seams, nothing. So still the same construction dedication and standard as you see with Christine Headwear, but in a different way. But this one is just magical. And this is nature again, isn't it? Can you see it? With the little hummingbird. How cute is this?
Very beautiful. Lovely colours.
It is gorgeous. I find it amazing as well. And I want to show you a little trick actually, because I have actually I do my live sessions every second Wednesday. And a lot of the time I get a question from a girl who's got a smaller head. And she's like, I can't wear these because they tend to be too big. Because
do you know, that was going to be one of my questions to you today as well. How weird was for small heads as well, because it's something I get asked from people. So really interesting. You're going to cover that.
I've got a few tricks for you, because these don't have the same sort of elasticated fabric as Christine on the bamboo. It doesn't grip in the same way if you have a smaller or larger head. But if you have a small head and you use the Sapphire and think, have to get my hands on this one because they are gorgeous and the click-on features are amazing. At the back, can you see it properly? Do I have to stretch it a little bit? I think one of my colleagues used it and she was quite small. Here at the back, you have the elastic, and normally you put on the Sapphire turban and then you leave the headband up like so, and you're good to go, pretty much. Beautiful as it is. But if you have a smaller head at the back, you twist it. You see, because the elastic, if I lead it like that, it has the elastic here. But if I just twist it, I will actually give it a bit more tightness at the back, and I can still lead up the headband and still have a look at the back.
Wow.
But it just makes it a bit tighter. And if you think, okay, my head is really small, my head size is 54, and that's in the smaller end of scales. But it still fits me really nicely. But what you can do, if you think, oh, it's never gonna fit, do like this. Give it a turn up, because then you sort of just, can you see at the back?
Taking it in slightly, yeah.
You're taking it in and also giving it a bit tighter. And then you have the feature of crossing it at the back, leading it up, and you can either hide it, because we always have a tone-in-tone color in the lining. So you don't have to worry about it being a complete mismatch in colors. You can just still use the headband to make a beautiful decoration.
Lovely.
And then if you want more volume, and I can't get enough of volume, because it's so funny. Clothing wise, I am so basic, it gets boring, but that's another story. But when it comes to headwear, I feel like once I put it on, it just creates a completely different me. And I use all the colors. Like today, I just color coordinated with my clothing, but the more color, the better. It just does something magical for my face with all these bright colors. And they tend to be slight cold color-wise. And we do that on purpose because when you, for example, have the chemotherapy, you tend to get a bit yellow in your skin tone, or you can actually patient. And if you get a really warm color against the yellow skin tone, it isn't a good match. So we always tend to do a bit slightly colder colors.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good tip as well. But when you have this on here, and just, I think it's all about when you're sitting in the chair, I do understand when you're sitting there for the first time, you think, oh my word, this is so overwhelming, all of it. Just give me a yoga turban and I'm out the door. And but we want to sort of challenge you a little bit, because when you sort of get to think about it, grabbing that moment for those 6 or 8 months while it lasts, it's okay to have fun with it, isn't it? It's okay to just be who you are by heart and just maybe doing something different than you usually would and just having fun with it. And that's when you start building up, maybe using a sapphire or a scarlet turban. Then you just click on. You can buy the turban on its own and you think, well, that's fine. Now I'm all settled. But then we think, okay, I'm a bit more brave now. And I think actually I'm ready to just give it a go. Being a bit more, what do you call it? Adventurous, I would say.
Adventurous, yeah.
Yeah. You just click it on. And the one I'm wearing here is actually also a sapphire. And I've just clicked it on, and I thought so. Oh, this is getting a bit used now. I was using it yesterday as well. I think I need to change my collection. Worn out. But these click-on buttons, they should be easy to put on. I can hardly see them because of the sun.
They're very tiny to see, aren't they?
You can't see them. But now I clicked it on. It's secured. And it's a good idea perhaps to do it before you put on the turban. It's easier anyway. You just, can you see it probably? I just like that.
Yeah.
I have my ribbon here, and then I have the headband here in my other hand. And I just form a loop, like so. And then I have another loop, like that. And she's running around. And a loop. And I just go all the way down until I have none left.
It's such a simple thing to do, isn't it? But so decorative.
It is, and it creates the right amount of volume, and you can put it wherever you want. And also, if you like to have a sensation of having something down your neck, just leave the snips down here on the side. Look at that. How pretty. And then you have completely different volume, because normally when you have your hair, your volume is here and here. But when you're not actually in a hair moment, if you haven't got your hair anymore, well, try to move the volume and attention up here, because that's where you see yourself in the mirror as well, and that's where you feel happy watching. You can then leave these down the line here, or you can wear your wig underneath if you want to, for an even more beautiful look. And because your wig, these are so gentle that it would be okay to use them with your wig. They're not going to ruin them in any way. So by doing that, you have a completely new adventure, don't you? Just by adding a bit of color like so.
It's just a great way, I think, just to accessorize, isn't it? I mean, you can, as you said, you can use the actual scarf with a wig without wearing the turban if you wanted to. So you've still got your hair, you can put your wig underneath, or just go completely without and just keep your turban, isn't it? So you've got all those different options, and you've got a new thing as well. I don't know if it's new. I'm hoping it's new. This is styling ring.
It is, and this is the one I have been dying to show you.
Oh,
because good. Well, this is a new model from Boho Spirit, and it is built up on the base of the sapphire turban. So you have a long piece here and a bit more volume here. Obviously, I have my ribbon hanging here, so it's sort of dragging it down. But there's a lot of volume here. And I want to show you actually as well, Jane, this one here. The soft lift.
Yeah, the soft lift cap.
Oh, we love this.
We love this, yeah.
It's so unique because I'll show you the difference when I put it on. And it has these silicone grips or silicone line all the way around. So it will stick to your head. If you have a little bit of hair growth, you can use these wig grips as well on this one, sort of just to grip into your hairline and stick them on. Maybe you can show that in a bit more detail, Jane, another time.
I will do, yeah.
But you have the volume here now. Can you see how I extended the facial line that way? And by doing that and putting on a turban, you all of a sudden get a bit more volume. So if you have a smaller head, this one is magical as well. And
it just gives you a nicer shape, doesn't it?
It is absolutely.
Yeah, it does.
Because it extends the shape of your head this way.
Yeah.
And makes it's a bit Elizabeth Taylor-like, isn't it? Because that was the for it all the time. And I think it's so gracious actually to look at it that way, and elegant. And by doing that, you fill out the back of your turban and the volume is just perfect.
Yeah, I think that soft lift cap is a godsend to a lot of ladies, really.
And this soft lift cap, one of the ones who took us about 3 years to develop. 3 years to get it right. And we have cut and well, you wouldn't believe it. We were just about saying, well, we're not gonna get it right, are we? But then we just kept going. So this is actually a patented design. We have a patent on this kind of unique creation. So it is something unique for us that we're very proud of, to be able to support the women who obviously has a flat back head as well. It's really good for that as well, to just give a bit more volume. But this one here, cool. She is almost like the Sapphire, but she doesn't have the fixed headband at the back. But instead, she comes with this loose ribbon, like I just showed you the red one as well. It's pretty much the same. And it's clickable, so you can click on your loose headbands here. You can click on additional scarves. You can, mix and match. And that's the whole idea with boho, which I think is amazing. It's my favorite thing in the boho collection. It is that you can actually interact with all these bits and pieces to make it unique.
Yeah, I think the boho is probably one of my favorite collections that you do.
Oh, it's because it's so fun. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and also it's a bit more crazy, and it's a bit more, it just makes you a bit more happy when you look at it, because you can do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And also you can make it into your own, and I think that's quite unique as well.
Yeah, it's more theatrical, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
you can be really individual.
Yeah, exactly. And then it comes with this small styling ring. Can you see it? It's like a little ring, and we brushed it here to give it a bit of a beautiful feature. So you use this ring on all sorts of things. Before we got this ring, I was using like scrunchies and elastic bands and all sorts. You can use that as well. You don't have to have a styling ring, but this one is a three-in-one model. So you take your ribbon here, and it's so elastic, this ribbon, and light. And it's the same kind of material as we use for our scarlet model bases here. And it's like has a shine to it as well. Can you see it? It's almost like but you put in your ribbon like that. She's moving around.
She's on the move.
She's on the move. Yeah, she's getting a bit tired. And I put my finger here. Just lead the ribbon back and make it come in the ring again. Can you see it all right?
Fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
wow.
Like that, you can see you have movement here. Oh, not movement. You have
I love it.
And volume here. And then you can either just tie it around here, just hide it underneath, but you could also lead it all the way over, put it through here gently. And because this elastic is actually, it's sort of giving a grip as well, because it's so elasticated. And just leading this forward and creating a bit of snip here on the side.
I love that. That's so clever.
Lovely. I was looking forward to seeing that. I was hoping you were going to show us the new ring. That is lovely.
It's a brilliant idea, I think. And it's for everyone, because now we've made it easy to create a boho styling that looks a bit difficult, but it isn't. It is easy peasy when you do it. It's just simple, 6 simple steps. We've made a flyer. And when you buy this, we have put a flyer in the packaging with 6 simple steps showing. I show you how to do it there quite simply.
Excellent. And I think it's for any lady, she just needs to sit down at her dressing table and just have a play, isn't it, really?
And you can do all sorts of things. This is just a simple one I to show you. And I'm pretty much new to this one myself as well. But I just need to play around with it, I think, to find out what exactly I have of options on my headwear. And I think the more you add to it, the better. The more volume, the more playful it gets. It's just, I love it.
It's very good.
I think it's really good as well, Mia, because we actually did a challenge where I was challenged to tie a piece of your headwear with I think, didn't you call it a plait or something, Jane?
Yeah, we had the long ribbon, and then we actually kind of plaited it. So Bradley was doing a plait with it and then wrapping it around. And I demoed it and I said, this is what you do, like, you know. And then Bradley was stood again. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, I found it very difficult. So I think it's really good that you've got this simpler option.
Last time when we were talking to Christine Headwear, we actually challenged Bradley to do some of the Christine Headwear and to actually tie one of the long scarves. Watch this video now and see how Bradley got on. Hi everybody, I've got Bradley with me today. He's not sure why he's with me, but we've got a quick 5-minute challenge for Bradley, and it's all about Christine Headwear and how easy it is to actually put them on, Bradley.
Okay.
Start off by putting one of these on.
So is this my challenge right here?
We are beginning the challenge.
The challenge has begun.
We're just trying to create that illusion of a really nice shape coming around the head.
Do I need to strangle you, Adam?
It's very lucky these aren't real people we're actually working on with the left. So, number 1 done. Number 2.
Okay.
Take your turban.
Right, we're getting into it now, aren't we?
And we've got 2 pieces. So the turban. Then when you put the turban on, you'll lift that up over to the top. So, yeah. So pop the turban over your soft lift cap, bringing it forward, and with the turban, we're not using this part yet, Bradley, don't run away. You can lift it back, just pull the material back. Always check to make sure you can see any of the soft lift cap.
Is that a hint, Jane? Oh, it was. No.
Then we've actually got our soft silky band.
Yeah.
So what we want to do now is just stretch that over.
Do I twist it before I do it?
You can twist it if you want to, or just stretch it over the top.
I'm going to stretch it.
I tend to just crinkle them up.
Okay.
So, whereas I actually ruffled it up, we've created a little bit of layer onto that top area just here. Brilliant.
Is it though?
Then, and this is going to be more of a slightly tricky one, and what I'm wanting to do now is to attach this, and it's got the little poppers on here.
Oh, I found them.
Yeah, and here they are, well done. And I'm just going to clip the poppers together, so I then have that second piece, and this is what Bradley will be doing in a minute. So we're back to exactly where we were before, except we've got the long ribbon. With the long ribbon you could just twist it and take it around. It just gives it a little bit more texture, and then you can just twist the end in and maybe you see it. So that's a really quick, easy way you can do it, but I'm just going to show you another way because we want to give it a little bit of style through the actual side, give you a little bit of lift. So we're going to do a bit of crochet with the ribbon. Right. So this is your real challenge, Bradley.
Study now.
So take my hand, twist it, take it through, and through.
You lost me already.
And through. Do it again?
Yes.
I'm doing this very slowly now. So you're almost doing change stitch. If you actually do crochet, you know what that means.
The chain stitch.
Change stitch.
Change stitch.
Chain stitch.
Chain?
Chain stitch. See, it looks like a chain.
It does look like a chain.
Take your ribbon and take it around.
Wow.
Tuck it in, and again, you've just given yourself another completely different look.
Very cool.
You're wearing your turban. So, easily done. It's getting very quick at this now, everybody.
It's getting a bit cocky here.
Yeah, he's very good.
Very good at this.
You're going to have to actually let us know what your next challenge you want for us to actually be.
Be kind.
This was quite a good challenge, I think, to start with, but any more challenges you'd like to see Bradley do, it would be great.
So.
Not around your wrist, around your hand. Just take, so you've done the loop,
Loop.
through, and then you take it through. Once you've got that first loop, it's just like this. Make another loop.
I think let's try it all.
Oh, go on then.
So round the hand.
Yeah,
Through.
yeah. So it's almost like you're tying a knot, but you're not tying it completely.
And then does that go through?
It doesn't come through completely, no. Do your loop.
Oh my goodness, Jane.
Yeah.
I've lost it already. Go it through?
Well, if you pull it through, then you're tying it off. If you want to make another little loop, then don't tie it off all the way.
Oh no, look at that.
But if you tie it off completely, Bradley, that's it. And then take it around.
Actually, that was intentional.
You just would then tuck that inside. And again, I mean, yeah, talking about festivals, if you wanted to for Christmas, you could really dress it up.
Nailed
Put
it.
some little flowers in there, a little bit of holly maybe. Holly might be a bit prickly.
Ouch. not too shabby here, Joe.
That's good.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Really good. Thank you for your time, Bradley.
You're very welcome.
I'm looking forward to the next one. Everybody, let us know your challenges. But I think that's rather lovely.
Thank you so much.
Well done. It's been really exciting, actually, the last hour to see all of the new fabrics, everything that's new. I can't wait to get back into the office to open up my box to actually see what goodies I've actually got in there.
I bet you
Stop playing around.
Well, I can't wait to get my hands on these and have a go at playing with the new silver ring and the scarves and trying to get that going.
Yeah,
because I think this one I might actually be able to do.
You'll be able to do all of them, Bradley, when we give you a little challenge.
And if you can't,
One day.
the FaceTime, Bradley.
Yes.
You'll
I'll
be
get
my
you on the line. Phone a friend. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Mia, again. The collection is actually out now on our website. So if you go down to, should be down here, www.trendco.co.uk and have a look at Christine Headwear. The whole collection's online, available to buy. Get in there fast because these pieces are going to be so popular, I can tell already.
I think they will sell out really quickly.
I think they will. And if you'd like a brochure, that's also available on the website, or contact us and we'll send one your way.
Thank you. Thank you, Mia, for joining us this evening. As always, wonderful to see you and the inspiration you give all of us every time we see you. And yeah, I can't wait to get back in and open the box up.
Well, you deserve a bit now, Jane. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you very soon.
I'll see you both.
We will.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bradley,
Bye.
as well. See you in the office soon.
Yeah.